We got game 4 of the Western Conference Finals this Sunday. The San Antonio Spurs are on the ropes. Must-win situation for the Spurs. But are they too young to hang with Oklahoma City? We're going to talk about it right here in this video. The Spurs will be a 1.5-point favorite. The total sits at 218.5. And Oklahoma City came from behind to win game 3 by a score of 123-108. The Thunder shot 48% from the field and 45% from three-point range in game 2. And anytime I see a number like 45% from beyond the arc, I got to expect regression to the mean here in game 4. You're not going to carry over 45% from beyond the arc very often. How about your MVP? And I call him your MVP because he's certainly not my MVP. SGA scored 26 points on 6 of 17 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point range, and that was a particularly good shooting night for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. There you go. I mispronounced his name in the last video. It doesn't matter what his name is. He's flopping all over the place. He reminds me of Neymar in the 2018 World Cup, rolling around. He was 12 of 12 from the free throw line, but people are getting sick and tired of his antics. You open up social media, you got statisticians calculating how many shot attempts result in him on his ass on the ground, and it's an astronomical amount. I was expecting the officials to be a little less favorable to Oklahoma City in game 3. They were not. That being said, the Spurs got out-hustled. They got outplayed. They got out-coached. So they got some adjustments to make. SGA just shooting 39% from the field and 19% from beyond the arc in the series, and those are not MVP numbers. The fans were getting on him, chanting flopper. Social media is definitely noticing, but on a positive note for Oklahoma City, their bench has been dominant. In game 2, the bench outscored the Spurs 57-25. In game 3, 76-23. That's an historic points total for the bench of Oklahoma City. But I got to ask myself, how long can you expect your bench to carry you in a playoff series as you attempt to repeat as champions? I mean, it's great that your bench is playing so well, and it's great that you have the depth. But at the end of the day, don't your best players need to be your best players? Is that just something we say, or is there any truth to it? Speaking of their best players, how many of them are left? Jalen Williams was out for game 3. AJ Mitchell played, but only after a few minutes. He re-injured his nagging injury, and now he's questionable. So they're down 2 of their top 4 players, or potentially down 2 of their top 4 players. And Chet Holmgren's been absolutely useless in this series, or except for the dirty plays that he's getting away with. Hartenstein has improved the last couple games. He's playing, I don't know if you could call it solid. He's been let's call it that. Let's say it how it is. He's been effective against Wemby, and what he's had to do that, whether it's ethical or not, that's up to you. Anyways, Oklahoma City's starters shot 41% from the field, and their bench shot 53% from the field in game 3. Again, I think those numbers got to even out. I don't think they can have their bench carry them for the rest of this series and the rest of this postseason. The over is 7-0 in Oklahoma City's last 7 road games. The Thunder are 10-1 straight up in their last 11 overall. However, they're 3-5 against the spread and 3-5 straight up in their last 8 versus San Antonio. We'll talk about the Spurs, but before we do, let me take a look at some promotions at Wager Talk. And I always like to say, if you got any comments, if you got any questions, anything you want to say, hit me up in the comments below, and let's take a look at a comment from the other day. After game 3, this guy says, "Brah, you got a hard job. Good luck to you and your clients the rest of the way." I think he's feeling sorry for me because I lost my ass in game 3 betting on the Spurs. But I got to say, yeah, this is a hard job. Actually, I get a lot of people telling me they want to do my job. I don't think they understand. I've seen a lot of them try. There's only a few people in the world that can do this job, but it is a dream job. I'm doing what I want to be doing, what I love doing. So to say it's a hard job, yeah, maybe. But you want to see a hard job? This is a hard job. 20 years ago, fishing on the Alaska-British Columbia border on a commercial fishing boat, working 20 hours a day, cold weather, skin coming off your hands, drinking coffee like this because your fingers won't even open up. That's a hard job. Anyways, promotions, 365 days, every game, every play, every sport, $999. That might sound like a lot of money. I want you to start doing the math. You buy an individual picks for $25, 5% plays for $35. How many of those does it take before you get to $999? This is the absolute cheapest price you'll ever find picks for myself or any other handicapper. And speaking of myself, I still think that I'm the best bet at picks and parlays and wager talk. However, if you don't like me, if you like somebody else better, by all means, go to Picks and Parlays, check their page. There's a handful of us there that are excellent handicappers. $999 is an absolute bargain. If you're not following me on Twitter, you should be at Jesse Schule. Check out the pinned tweet. Yeah, I got my ass handed to me on Friday. That's a small sample size. Take a look at the pinned tweet, read that article. That's a much larger sample size. Decades-long history of winning in the NBA playoffs. Now let's talk about the Spurs. Yeah, the Spurs, they got to make some adjustments. There's no doubt about that. The good news, though, is Darren Fox and Dylan Harper were able to play. Fox played 31 minutes, scored 15 points on 7 of 14 shooting. He was just 1 of 6 from beyond the arc, had 7 rebounds and 8 assists. I wouldn't be surprised if Fox is a little bit better in Game 4. Harper only played 17 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. I'm not sure how healthy Harper actually is. So, I don't know if we can expect him to log more minutes in Game 4, but they're going to need their starters to log a lot of minutes in this game. I mean, like I said before, San Antonio's starters are outplaying Oklahoma City's starters. And I mentioned that Wemby, he got subbed out after, the Spurs go up 15-0 right away. They're up by 15 points halfway through the first quarter. Wemby gets subbed out for 4 or 5 minutes. He comes back in, the lead's gone. And I think you just can't do that. Wemby's got to stay in the game a little longer. And if you take him out, you got to put him back in after 2 or 3 minutes, not 4 or 5. This is desperation time. And Mitch Johnson has to do a better job of making adjustments. Will the officials change the way they are going to officiate these games? Well, I hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but I've been watching the NBA for a long time, and I know the league likes long series. They don't want to see this series end in 5 games. They want it to go 6 or 7 games. In order for that to happen, the Spurs probably have to win this game. Not only that, the pressure is mounting. I mean, just check out social media. Go to your Twitter feed. Go to your Instagram page. Watch the national televised media. Everybody's talking about what the Thunder are doing, how they're winning games, how they're getting away with things, and how, for a basketball purist, somebody who grew up watching this game in the 80s and 90s, it's just disgusting. It's not basketball in some people's opinions, including myself. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs get the calls. I am biased. I have to admit, I am biased in favor of the Spurs. I'm heavily invested in them already, so I'm not going to give you a play on the side in this game. I will sprinkle a little bit on Spurs first quarter, though, and I will put a little bit more on the Spurs plus 1.5 on the series handicap. I do think the Spurs will find a way in Game 4, and this series will go to at least 6 or 7 games. So if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. You got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, hit me up in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.